Let's just see if I'm not even subscribed to myself, aren't I? There you are. That's how I best find myself. 1 2 1 2. Yeah, okay, I am live. Hello everyone, happy Halloween and all that. I don't celebrate it, but I thought, I'll tell you what, I'll come on and have a few games. Apologies for the lack of streamage last week. I did go home to see my family. Yeah, I went home to see my mum and dad, my brothers, my sisters, my stepdad. I tell a lie, I saw one of my sisters. Didn't see both of them. I saw one of them because the other one, ironically, is actually down where I live, visiting her boyfriend. So it's like, oh, kind of a cross over a little bit. But I don't know. Hopefully, I'll see you soon. Very busy, to be fair. I've been learning my lines for Death of a Salesman. The show's in about 3 weeks. I'm struggling a little bit just because rehearsals have been quite sporadic, and also we don't really run every scene. There's still a few scenes we haven't really gone over much in detail, so you know, I'm kind of hoping that that gets remedied as of next week. Because we've got our director back, and yeah, we're just going from there really. I'm playing a lot of AI games tonight because I'm going to be honest, I've been having a crap run recently on this game. It's been extremely annoying. To be honest, it's going to be harder to keep my temper in check whilst I'm playing because, oh cool, someone's got Zombie Wonder. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna finish that tonight actually. Marvel Zombies. I watched the first episode and I didn't mind it. Thing is, with the animation stuff, they're trying to push characters which I'm not really that interested in, or characters that I am interested in. They're kind of just making a bit of a laughing stock. You know, I've just found it a little bit. I had this issue of What If, and I'm slightly getting it with Marvel Zombies as well. Like, I don't know if it's because they're trying to like push a different kind of humor, different kind of tone. It's quite clear, like they're taking, like, What If season 1 was decent because it started off simply going from the Infinity Saga, like, you know, changing different realities and changing plot points from the Infinity Saga to basically retell it. Some episodes I think really landed, some I just thought were quite ridiculous. The Marvel Zombies episode of that I thought was really good, considering it was taking the events of Infinity War and sort of twisting it on its head. So to have a follow-up to that I think is really cool. It was the only one I think should have gotten a follow-up, but I'm glad it has. I'd be very annoyed to hear if any more does stuff, if any more do get a follow-up, because I'm not interested. You know, I've seen Peggy Carter, or Captain Carter, sorry, die for about 1,000 times, and of all the talk that she's coming back in Doomsday, I'm like, well, the reason why I liked Peggy Carter so much was because she was such a good character that didn't depend on the super soldier serum. I'm not saying Steve Rogers does, but that's kind of Steve's whole, like, his shtick, is that he's a good man that was enhanced by a you know, a serum in the war. I don't know, but I'm just kind of tired of the formula now. What If season 2 I thought was okay. It had some crap episodes, but also had some amazing ones. I thought the What If the Avengers assembled in 1602 was brilliant. I thought that was actually a fantastic episode, probably my favourite episode of the whole show. But the other ones I just thought were quite stupid. I weren't really that big of a fan of them. Oh shoot. Forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I am going to finish Zombies. I thought Blade Knight was cool. I kind of find it really poorly timed though, because obviously Mahershala Ali's Blade film has been in such like creative shambles for a long time. It's like, you know, it's kind of at this point, do I even want it? Bearing in mind we got Wesley Snipes back last year in Deadpool and Wolverine, it was like, well, he's kind of he's shown that he's still got life left in him as Blade, and like now I'm questioning, do I want to see Mahershala Ali or do I want to see Wesley Snipes? And after Avengers Secret Wars, it will be just one or the other, because I'm not interested in any more multiverse stories once the next two Avengers films are released and that story's concluded. I think they should just leave the multiverse in the past now, or from that point, and go back to telling stories in one universe and connect it all better than they did, you know, compared to what, you know, what they've been trying to do since Endgame. And speaking of which, I actually started watching Endgame again last night. Not last night, the night before, only because I was building a Lego set. I come to realise how much of a different experience it was without watching the Infinity Saga. And don't get me wrong, Endgame is my favourite movie of all time. Last night I stopped watching it just because I really wanted to appreciate all the storytelling that went into making Endgame and Infinity War as good as they were. I simply watched Infinity War and Endgame, or all of Infinity War and a bit of Endgame, just because I was building the Lego Marvel Infinity Saga Avengers Endgame set, which, by the way, gets way too much hate, in my opinion. That set is cool. I've got my thoughts are kind of all over the place here. This is very Marvel-esque stream. I got the No Way Home diorama, and that set was one of my favorite sets I've ever built. So the Endgame one, despite Endgame being my favorite movie, I don't think it translated as well as the No Way Home one did. I did have to actually replace the Captain America minifigs because I'm not having a crappy Age of Ultron Captain America suit in that set with Thor, with Iron Man, with Thanos, and not his best suit, which is his actual Endgame suit, which the set didn't include for some reason. They made one about 4 years ago with the first Infinity Saga wave, and it was an amazing set. It debuted the new style big figs with the like the removable heads. You know, it brought back the old like 2012 Iron Man helmet, which kind of just fizzled away after that initial Endgame wave in 2019. I was just so like happy to finally get that Endgame suit Captain America and put it in with the new diorama. But yeah, and it looks amazing. I've got it on top. I've got it on my shelf right now. It looks absolutely gorgeous. With both sets, by the way, not just the actual diorama, but the expansion that comes with it. But yeah. Anyway, back to Marvel Zombies. Yeah, I haven't finished it. I will finish it tonight because I don't want to be streaming too late. I want to stream for a bit, watch a bit of Block Party stream because I do love Block Party. I think they're an amazing channel. And then after that, I'm just gonna relax. Oh crap. I've got some lines to learn. I've done a little bit of line learning today. I went over some more scenes from Act 2. I might try and go through it a bit more, kind of in between things. If anything, because I'm not actually in uni now till Monday, I might just stay up a bit tonight and watch a bit of Marvel Zombies. I'm genuinely not arsed if it takes me past Halloween and I start watching it at the start of November. Truthfully, I'm not bothered about Halloween. I haven't celebrated it since I was a kid. I titled this a Halloween stream just because it's Halloween tonight, and I thought, well, some people, I know a lot of people who absolutely idolize that that celebration, and I get it. You know, as an actor, one of my favorite things about the craft is when you finally get in costume and you start, you know, when you get in costume and you start, you know, working or like performing in the costume of the character that you're playing, it's such an amazing experience. I'm just not that bothered about how much, you know, to get a really good costume, you got to put your hand in your pocket a bit, or at least have some very good, like, artistic, like, costume crafting skills. And I haven't got that. I haven't got either. I mean, I can treat myself now and again, but truthfully, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy a costume for, you know, when I'm only going to wear it once this year on Halloween. Bearing in mind, I don't really go to parties anymore, especially dressing up ones. I've done like a very poor. I went to a dress, like fancy dress party a couple of years ago for an 18th birthday party of someone I know, and me and my mate, we had no idea what to go as, so we went as the Step Brothers from the movie Step Brothers, Dale, Brendan and Dale, and I liked it. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, but it was a very poor attempt at a costume, because I just don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to go about, you know, making a costume. I think cosplaying stuff is just awesome, but at the same time, I'm just not that bothered about it, you know? I'm just really not that bothered. I'm not bothered about doing it myself, if that's what, you know, that's what I'm trying to get at. You know, I can take it or leave it. I would much rather see the effort someone else has gone to for their costume than put any in for my own, because I just don't know what to do with it. Oh god. Yeah, where's it going? Yeah, I'll finish Zombies because I do want to watch it. Tonight's probably a good night to watch it, despite not celebrating the holiday or the, I don't even know. I'm gonna switch off Punisher just because we need another healer. I did watch Fantastic Four again recently. I watched it whilst I was back home in Wales, and I stand by it. It's an incredible film. Dare I say, it's fantastic. Oh, I'm not. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a twat and make jokes on it. It just gets annoying after a while. But honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed the film. I thought it was great. It was very heartwarming, emotional at times. You know, I didn't cry, but at the same time, I could feel it, particularly when, you know, I'm not bothered about spoilers now. If you haven't seen it, then okay. Sorry, that's a really dickish way of putting about it. It came out in July, and we're almost in November now, so you know that's kind of, no offense, but that's kind of on you know, on you if you haven't seen it. But like when Sue died, when Sue gave birth, Sue carried the film for me. She's my favourite. It's weird because the Thing, Ben Grimm, is my favourite member of the team, but I thought Sue carried the film. Her little speech outside the Baxter building about you know, hers and Johnny's backstory, and how, you know, she won't sacrifice her child for the world, but she won't sacrifice the earth for her child. I thought that was beautiful. Like, that was some of the best acting and writing in the MCU in recent years. I thought it was amazing. But that being said, though, I do think it's quite possible we now have a our next leading lady of the MCU, because obviously after Scarlett Johansson finished as Black Widow, it's safe to say that we've done that. And you know, I was watching Endgame, and it just made me remember how much I absolutely adore Black Widow and Captain America. So to have Sue and Reed kind of take over as the new faces of the MCU, and this is why I'm really hoping that they get on with the like the merging of all the universes. I'm really hoping at the end of Secret Wars will be the Earth 828 and Earth 616 combining. So then that way it's like right, this is kind of concerning now. We've got come on, you, there you are. I just want to see one big world with the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, Spider-Man, the Defenders, obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're off Earth, but at the same time being in the same universe, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see that again. I think it all goes back to a lot of the games I used to play, particularly Lego Marvel Superheroes, but also, you know, your Ultimate Alliance games. It's like I don't know. I just miss everyone existing under one under one roof. You know, it feels. Ever since, and I know what happened, you know, like the whole bankruptcy thing, I get it, but now that that's been sorted, I really want to see all these characters under one roof again, perhaps for the first time ever in film. You know, Doomsday has the potential to bring the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man all under one roof. I think that'll make it one of the best films ever. I'm not going to say it'll be better than Endgame, because Endgame was a different sort of that was a different sort of, you know, I was watching it, it made me realise, no, this is like when you pick up a book and you go straight to the final chapter. You miss so much, and it's that final chapter that makes it the incredible story that it is. And it is why I'm like, it's my favourite film in the franchise, but at the same time, it's more than just the fourth Avengers movie. It's the culmination of 11 years worth of, you know, action, adventure. It's why I cry every time Iron Man dies. This is really getting under my skin now. You know, it is honestly one of the greatest feats in all of cinema and particularly filmmaking. And also it gave light to the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I've got a soft spot for the Guardians. Guardians 3 in particular, one of my favourite films in the franchise. The most emotional film in my opinion. Yeah, probably even more emotional than Endgame in some capacities, but it's such a beautiful film. And you know, having a film, alright, yeah, obviously you didn't see the X-Men fight Thanos nor the Fantastic Four, but I'm fine with that, because Thanos feels more like an Avengers-specific villain. Shut up, you ballbag. But like, Doctor Doom feels like an all-encompassing, you know, everyone's got beef with Doctor Doom, and that's why I'm excited to see him lead the forefront of Doomsday, much like how Thanos did with Infinity War. Although I do question how they're going to balance it. I feel like we may have a situation where, you know, quite a few characters don't get as much screen time, and I'm kind of okay with that, depending on who they are. If it's a lot of the characters that have been kind of forced upon us in recent years, then I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Danny Ramirez's Falcon. I like Sam Wilson's Captain America. I do feel like they kind of butchered his growth in Brave New World a bit. I don't know, something about it. I wasn't a fan. You know, it just wasn't for me. To be fair, that film did go through a bit of a creative hell, and I do feel for the. Oh, please tell me we don't lose. Come on. Oh, that's ridiculous. It's actually annoyed me. See, this is what I've been putting up with, even in AI games. It's like, oh, for Christ's sake. Apologies for the blasphemy. That's something that, you know, I try and avoid it, but at the same time, it just does get right. Bot healers, shut up, lad. Just get a grip. We've got some more points at least. Let's have another game, and hopefully this one's not as terrible. But yeah, I'm very excited to watch Doomsday. I'm kind of done with the whole like Marvel fatigue thing. I've been seeing it all the time, and my sort of philosophy is if you're not enjoying something, just stop watching. It's why I haven't finished Ironheart. It's why I actually skipped episodes of Agatha all along just to catch up at another point. I'm just, you know, And Marvel Zombies, I can't lie, I enjoyed the first episode, but I wasn't in a massive rush to see it, just because of how much I disliked the third season of What If, and particularly a lot of the direction of that show. I've seen the same animation style. It looks cleaner, I will say, but at the same time, it was being led by characters which I just don't care that much about. The characters that I am interested in have been kind of reduced to a smaller role, i.e., you know, Yelena, and you know, I am excited to see Spider-Man again, I can't lie. Mostly because that suit that he wears, I actually have that as my Tom Holland Spider-Man in my my No Way Home diorama, and I love that. It's one of my favourite Spider-Man minifigs. Probably, oh, I hate to say it, but probably is my favourite Spider-Man minifig. Sorry, I'm going back to Lego talk here, just because I love Lego. Yeah, I can't lie, that Spider-Man minifig is probably my favourite. And I got it on a quite a good deal as well. I think I only paid £12 for it in my I paid about £12 for it in like my local like independent like collector's store. They sell like a load of collectibles and, like, you know, old toys and stuff, and particularly Lego. The Lego stuff is the thing I'm only interested in. I like the Funko Pops, but I kind of stopped collecting them just because I haven't got the room for them. And, you know, you might say, oh, what about room for Lego? Yeah, you can get some if you don't get some. I prefer Lego to Funko Pops. That's just how I roll. It's nothing personal, you know. At the end of the day, it is collectibles. It's unessential spending, but I do it because I like it. And if I can't afford it, I won't do it. That's my, you know, that's my sort of philosophy. I won't get into debt for something because, you know, just because I like it. I'll only do it if I did treat myself on my birthday. I'm trying to budget a bit, but it was my birthday, so I bought the Endgame diorama. I'd actually bought the expansion set before, and I built the expansion set before it, just because I bought that from my local Game, and Game has been obviously shutting down most of its stores, and it's been devastating, honestly. Like, my local Game back home shut down. My favourite one, which was up in Hanley, that's now shut down. I was devastated to see that go, because that store really did bring a lot of, you know, brought out a lot of good memories, and I had so much fun with that place. So I'm devastated to see it go. You know, hopefully there'll be some kind of industry will come back to it, because it you know, it kind of spoiled a lot of my post-graduation celebration plans, you know, or like my post-uni. One of the things I was most excited to do was when I finished my course in May. You know, by that point there'd be 4 years of love and dedication, and also a lot of pain and trauma. I won't dispute, but to sort of commemorate it, I was like, I'm going to go to Game to buy GTA 6 because it comes out on May the 26th next year. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go get it on day one. But now I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? The only place I can really go to is Argos, and that just feels so, you know, it just feels stupid getting a game from Argos. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just order it online? I like to have physical copies, okay? I am that kind of gamer. Much prefer having physical copies than I do digital. There's only a few games I've got on digital, and they're only because I just, you know, I wasn't that bothered about having it physical. But for GTA 6 is one of those, I want it on like a physical disc. And why not? You know, why not? You only live once, enjoy yourself, and, you know, not being able to do that at Game, Bullseye's go. I mean, he kills Bobby, so I disagree, but he is also a great character, so I'll give you that. Yeah, I am, like, excited to see. There's a lot of stuff I'm excited for, I can't lie. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, is the one I'm most excited for. Daredevil Born Again Season 2, probably followed by Brand New Day. Doomsday's a different breed of excitement, I can't lie. Obviously, I'm most excited for Doomsday. Obviously, it's an Avengers movie, and they're my favourite films. The Avengers films, Star Wars, first 6 films, and the Toy Story ones. That's like my favourite franchises. The Avengers, the Skywalker Saga, and the whatchamacallit, the Toy Story Saga. Undisputedly my favourites. However, in terms of TV stuff, it's got to be Daredevil Born Again. I had such a fun time watching that show, and it came out during a very emotional time in my life. I was recovering from a very difficult time. It was kind of the ending of that little saga that was going on. I mean, not like the official, because trauma, it always sticks with you, but no matter how long time passes, or how much time passes between the event and your recovery. But at the same time, it came out on a day when I was a sort of close to it. That's all I want to say on it, really. But I was just enjoying this sort of sense of relief and freedom. And then Daredevil came out, and I was like, it came out with 2 episodes, and I was just breathtaking. I was blown away. I was watching the original Daredevil series. I was having such a good time with it. I watched The Defenders as well, so I caught up with the likes of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist. I watched both the Punisher seasons. It was awesome. It was very, and I watched it with my dad as well, who, to be fair, I've got a really good relationship with my dad. So to kind of experience that with him, and then obviously watching Born Again, it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. It is truly one of my favourite shows I've ever seen. My favourite show of all time is The Walking Dead, but I have not felt that hooked by a series premiere probably in a long time. It was incredible. The opening shot when they're walking through Hell's Kitchen, and then they get to the bar and it's all fun, and everyone's laughing, dissing Foggy's game a bit, and then obviously all the drama kicks off, and boom, Foggy gets shot, and it's like devastating. And then you get this awesome one-take fight scene. And I get it, people were moaning about the use of CGI. Look, they're trying to be brave, they're trying to do something different. Just give them a bit of credit, or cut them a bit of slack at least. That really gets under my skin when people are so negative about creative ingenuity, or whatever the term is. It's like, it's so stupid. If it doesn't pay off, fair enough. But at the same time, at least just let them experiment a little bit. To be fair, we're even lucky to get that version of the show, because they walked away, or they would have walked away and they went to the effort of getting the creative overhaul. So I am pretty confident that season 2 is going to be a lot better now. It's under one sort of directive vision, which I'm very excited for. I am buzzing to see that, particularly with the fact that you've got the likes of the Punisher sort of coming back into the forefront. You've got these ties to Brand New Day, which by the sounds of it are probably going to be the only ties Daredevil has to the movies, which is perfect, because considering the fact that we are likely not going to get Daredevil interacting with the Avengers, or Daredevil appearing in Doomsday and Secret Wars, having Spider-Man potentially crossover with Daredevil is the perfect combo. I've wanted to see Spider-Man and Daredevil work together for a long time, and particularly Spider-Man and Punisher, and we're getting that. I don't know why Hulk's in the mix, but getting that is going to make it an incredible experience. I'm very excited for it. I keep saying that. That's because I'm not afraid to admit that I'm still excited about watching Marvel projects in 2025, near to 2026. And to be fair, there are some projects which have kind of piqued my interest a bit. I know I wasn't a fan of Agatha all along, but Vision Quest sounds pretty good, I can't lie. Bringing back James Spader as Ultron, I thought he was amazing. I thought he was the most underrated villain, or he was the villain of the most underrated film in the franchise, at least in my opinion. It goes between Age of Ultron and Iron Man 3 is the most underrated. I hate the hate that those films get. They did have their flaws, but at the same time, they were bloody brilliant in my opinion. You know, I had a lot of fun with Age of Ultron and Iron Man 3, particularly Iron Man 3. That was the first Marvel film I actually saw in cinema. That was, you know, that was just an incredible experience in its own right, watching Iron Man 3. It's one of the reasons why I fell in love with Iron Man so much, because it was my first sort of big screen experience with the MCU. I was very young when the first Iron Man film came out, and I was very, you know, I was very young as well when it came to like the earlier movies, and plus Avengers was kind of a sad story as to why I didn't see that in the cinema. Not one I want to go into, but I have my reasons why I couldn't go watch it. It was a very difficult time, but that film did bring a lot of comfort. A lot of comfort and a lot of you know, solace really. Age of Ultron. So I do have some very personal ties to those two films, and particularly why it makes me so emotional watching Tony Stark die in Endgame, because Tony, in my opinion, had the best story arc in the entire franchise. God of War Zoo. That's moving my name. Yeah, next year I want to do a full. I don't know if it'll be an Infinity Saga rewatch or an Avengers Saga rewatch. Now, with the Avengers Saga, it's a little bit different, because with the Avengers Saga, it's not just the 4 main Avengers films. You can't do that. It's not, you know, it's not okay to do that. However, I would personally incorporate the following films within the Avengers Saga rewatch. I would incorporate Iron Man, Avengers, The Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War. What else would I incorporate? Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and then Endgame. I would incorporate those extra few films just because, one, they are a lot. Well, I mean, The Winter Soldier is probably one of the most important films in the entire franchise, because one, it was the first film directed by the Russo brothers, and two, it destroyed the sort of inner foundations of the Avengers, and it kind of forced them into this this position of working independently and not to a different you know, different kind of powerhouse before, when they were Shield. But also I'd include the likes of Thor Ragnarok, because I mean, it's kind of as much a Hulk film as it is a Thor one. Oh, I'd probably fit Black Widow in there as well. Yeah, that's another one. I'd add. This is something. I love Black Widow. I love the film. I love the character. I think it is an absolute masterpiece of a film. Has it got its problems? Yes. I think there's at times where it's a bit unfunny. There's times it's a bit pacing's a little bit too quick and too slow at times. However, I think the film was awesome, and I thoroughly enjoy watching it every time I do. I probably incorporate. I would probably watch Black Widow as well in that little, because to me the Black Widow feels like a sort of epilogue. It's like an epilogue and a prequel to the Infinity Saga, because it's giving that sort of closure to Natasha that she finally deserved. I think my biggest problem with the film is the fact that it came out way too late. I would have honestly preferred to watch a Black Widow film when Captain Marvel was released. And that's nothing against Captain Marvel, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the character, but I also don't hate her. She's just kind of indifferent to me, and sometimes I think indifference is bliss. Just because I think Captain Marvel, this is a point, I'm going to change points here, but Captain Marvel, the reason why I don't particularly like her, or at least like her as much as I like other characters, it's just because I feel like she's very, I feel like she's just missing a lot. She's missing a lot that makes her a compelling character, and the Marvels kind of gave her a bit more depth, and I like that. But at the same time, I just thought, you know, why do we care? Because she's just powerful. I mean, I love the fact that she has a best friend, and her best friend has a kid, and now that kid has a bit of beef with her because of the fact that, you know, she weren't there when her mum died. But what's the reason I'm supposed to care for Captain Marvel? I just feel like she's just strong for the sake of being strong, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sorry, but I'm not a fan of that. I've never been a fan of that.
We didn't ask to be heroes, but we
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You know, I just feel like it's very disappointing. Like, why care? Why am I supposed to care? That's the thing I don't understand. Why am I supposed to care about Captain Marvel when I don't have any, like, I can't see anything that's, because, you know, you've got all these other characters. You've got the big three who have all lost so much. Their own film, like, they lose so much, and they grow, and they, you know, they morph, they learn. I don't want to do the whole, oh yeah, Tony Stark's learning from his mistakes, but he does. You watch everything Tony Stark does and what he fails to do, and you watch how he progresses because of those things. He's allowed to lose, and that's something that I absolutely can't stand when it comes to Captain Marvel as a character. It never feels like she's actually allowed to take a loss, and like that for me kind of defeats the whole project, like prospect of being a hero. Because sometimes you can't save them all, and that's why I love the Spider-Man mythos so much. Because it's how do you carry on being that hero when you do fail? You know, it's one of, and Captain Marvel, she just kind of lacks that. And I get it, breaking formula and things like that. But at the same time, it's part of the genre. You know, it's kind of. It's an unspoken thing within the genre of like superhero stuff, like coming back from losses and defeats and all that kind of stuff. I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit when someone's just, and this goes, you know, greater than just superhero stuff, but just fiction in general. You should be allowed to lose in fiction. One of the things, I'm not to kind of, you know, suck myself off here, but one of the reasons why I love this play so much that I'm doing is because ultimately, you know, it's my first lead role, but I lose at the end of it. I absolutely fail. And that is such a compelling thing to not only play, but just to experience within a story. And it's devastating. It's absolutely, but that's what makes it so good, because it's, you know, life's not always sunshine and winds and lollipops and double, you know. That's why I enjoy it so much, because sometimes it is hard. The more gripping story is the one where you lose. So Captain Marvel, in my opinion, if she, you know, has that, and this is why I really hope she encounters Rogue and they do that feud thing, because I think Rogue would kick her ass. Like, I think Rogue would absolutely demolish Captain Marvel in a bit of a tussle. I think that would be awesome to watch, and I think honestly that would be very redemptive of Carol in particular. I think there'd just be something really, really striking about it, where she's beaten. She has to kind of come back from that and, you know, learn to work with her rather than, because they're both fighting for the same thing, really. Well, not really, but they're both fighting for a good cause. It's just that cause might be interpreted differently from each side because of the side that they're on. You know, one's a mutant, one's an Avenger, and obviously the Avengers and the X-Men haven't always seen eye to eye, so it all depends really. I'm kind of hoping that Doomsday will do that story justice, and also don't make Captain America look like an absolute dick, excuse my language. You know, because I've never liked Steve Rogers' portrayal in the AVX story. I'm sorry, but he's just a bit of an insensitive ballbag, isn't he? I don't know, I just don't like it. It's not, in my opinion, a reflection of who Captain America is. Captain America, in my eyes, feels like he's on side with the mutants. He's on, you know, he's with them. He stands with the mutants because of what Captain America stands for. But I don't know. There's kind of something about the way Steve Rogers is written in the Avengers vs X-Men storyline in the comic books that kind of rubs me up the wrong way. I don't know, but hopefully it'll be done better in Doomsday. Bearing in mind 3 universes at risk here rather than just the 2. So yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be done right, because I want it to be done good. Go away. There you are. How much healing about? Oh, I've done nearly 10,000. That's not too bad. Oh, okay, we've just done the 1. Fair enough. Ooh, carousel. What was I going to say? So, excuse me, as I just have a quick drink. I just bought myself a bottle of, bottle of Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max Cherry, yeah. Absolutely love this. It's my favourite drink.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
When I say favourite drink, I'm including alcoholic drinks as well, because I don't really drink much anymore. I've had like, you know, I had a pint on my birthday, but that was it. To be honest with you, I just prefer soft drinks now, and also I don't really go out much. I probably say that every stream. It's probably getting annoying now. I do apologise, but yeah. I will finish Zombies. What am I saying that for? Well, we spoke about it. I don't know. But, yeah. Nice. They're out. Yeah, the healing. Oh, crap. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I thought I'm on MVP at least. Yeah, I did actually get the Malice suit as well. They've got another costume coming out, but I don't know who to... Sorry. Went down a bit too quickly there, so excuse me if I burst a little bit. Oh, crap. Ah! Crap. Right, if I do... I need to just run up and just take the point. I'll ult on the point even if no one's there. I think that'll do... I don't know. I hope that'll work. So we take it back there. There you are. Well, we've now took the point back, so... Right.
I got your back.
I am vengeance.
That's much better.
Yeah, I've got the point now, so... Oh, I hate when that happens. It goes, 'cause I love that little move. It's so cool. The silent blast or force field. I don't know. The one that makes the enemies like sting. Oh shoot. I do actually want to talk about some. It's completely unrelated to Marvel, but at the same time, it's like I can talk about it after being after Godfather of Soaps. Hiya, are you Soap Centered City? Because you've got the same profile picture. I just don't know if you've renamed the channel. I'm not sure if you've renamed the channel, mate. But hiya, welcome along. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I am. I thought so. Because I noticed you saw you had the Hollyoaks later profile picture, which I know you've had now for it feels like a couple of weeks. I forgot when the actual episode was. Oh, I was going to swear just then. I'm probably not gonna. I can't lie. I don't watch Hollyoaks, but I did watch that episode. Jesus Christ, I wish I hadn't. Oh my god, that was just horrifying to watch. Yeah, that was not a fun episode. I can't. It was well made. I can't lie. It felt like the best quality episode of any soap opera in possibly a long time. But at the same time, I just thought like, what on earth? Like that was. I felt like the Dodgers scene was unnecessary. Yeah, I completely agree. That scene was. I mean, tackling the subject of male sexual violence, I'm going to say it as it is always a necessary story to tell. But the way you go about it can be altered. I think having it as graphic as that was just a bit much, if I'm honest. And I say a bit much, I mean it was fucking awful to watch. Like, I can't lie, it was just a brutal scene. And I kind of hope that it's... Oh, did I get... Oh, cool, I got the skin. Oh, wicked. I got the suit, nice. Sorry, that was completely inappropriate timing. No, it was... that, in my opinion, is one of those scenes where you can just imply it. If you imply it, it'll have just as much impact. Because at the end of the day, it's not about... I don't think it's just about the actual act itself. It's about the aftermath and how, you know, you go about raising awareness after it's happened. And I just think it was very... it was a lot. It was a lot. And I think, you know... I had my suspicions they were going to do that with the Hollyoaks later. I just didn't expect them to go as far as they did. Yeah, that was Voyage to Astonish. Yeah, I feel awful the fact I celebrated getting this costume for Blade as I was talking about such a sensitive topic there. I do apologise, but you know, I hope I don't watch Hollyoaks. Danny Mac was brilliant alongside Lewis. I agree. The look on Mick / Donnie's face. I'm just going to call him Mick because that's who he originally played years ago. The look on Mick's face, I think, spoke on behalf of us as audiences, because that is not something anyone should ever have to watch. No one should ever have to go through it as well. You know, Donnie, Mick being absolutely beaten to oblivion, tied up, couldn't do anything, being forced to watch that, it was horrifying. You know, I hope that is the last time I have to see something like that for a while, because it's just becoming too, like, I don't know. I know it happens and it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible, but just it's just one of them scenes. Like, I'll never feel comfortable watching that. And if you are comfortable watching that, then in a more toned down note, how are you thinking about my uploads? I think they're really solid. Honestly, I think they're really good. One of the reasons why I really do enjoy watching your videos, mate, is you listen to what people want, and then you deliver really well. It's like, you know, it's incredible service, and I just feel like, you know, that should be celebrated, man. I think there's some really good uploads lately. I absolutely loved the fact you did go out your way to do a full 1.5 hour long feud video between Warren and Brendan. That has given me hope that eventually, when they either call a truce or one of them leaves, that a Jack and Ravi video will hopefully be as long as that. Only because they've had so many like confrontations. It could all go in a feud video like quite easily. But yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. There's just so many different feuds out there. Oh shoot, my phone's on low battery. I've got a wire down here. Yeah.
Snack time already.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on charge. Talking about Jack versus Rabbit Week. See, I would absolutely love that. However, I would be very careful, because if you upload a Jack and Ravi feud video and they suddenly start going at it again, which I think is quite likely, you know, I think it is quite likely that they'll start going at it again, particularly over this drug thing. It seems to tone down a little bit, but it's just a worry when you're doing feud videos and two characters are still on the same show. There's always that risk of them feud. I mean, to be fair, you could always just do. Yeah, you could always just do another like either a part 2 or just add more to that video if you keep it saved. I don't know. You know, honestly, just go for it. Just go for it, like, because I don't think I've seen a full feud video. I might have seen like the scuffles and the bust ups, but a full feud video I think it would go hard. What do you rate my Warren versus Brendan vid? Ratings, I don't know how to do ratings properly, and also you're my mate, so I'm obviously going to give it high, but like on a genuine like production quality level, I'd say it's like 10 out of 10, because you've paid attention to, you've proper gone the distance. It almost feels more like a movie than it does just a video, you know. Like, you've chosen clips that tell complete stories, when those clips really are just from, you know, they're just amalgamating from episodes of the show, but in a way it's kind of telling its own story, if that makes sense. So I rate it quite highly, to be honest with you. But that is also me just being honest as well, because, you know, I'm one of these people where I like to give honest feedback rather than just say something nice. I know that was very, you know, might have sounded very nice, but it is also just me being honest. Like, I feel like it doesn't just feel like a video, if that makes sense. It feels kind of like a complete story, which is how I like to watch feud videos, to be honest. I like to see a complete story being told. I don't, ironically, despite the fact that, you know, I'm a part of a community that is so big on fight scenes, I like to see more than just the fights. You know, one thing about Jack and Ravi is that their feud is so good because it's not always just about the physical confrontations. It is also, you know, a clash of mind games. You know, Jack might be incredibly strong, but Ravi is also, he's always one step ahead, and it's like a little game of chess between the two, and it's like, it's awesome. So to see all of that in a video, it's just, you know, it's awesome. Not to diss any of the like fight comps, I love them. They are normally my favourite types of videos to watch on YouTube. That Callum's corner. But at the same time, feud videos I think are, because I've actually made feud videos myself in the past, and I focus mainly on the fights, but I also try to incorporate some of like the more verbal scuffles in. And I do wish I went more on the, you know, I went more into detail on the actual like dialogue of the conflict itself, because that is the thing that tells the story. When the actors are delivering the dialogue, you get more than just the, you know, you get more than just the fighters and the combat. Yeah, that's my genuine thoughts on it, mate. I'm just honest like that.
That's 3 of them.
Yeah, this is a cool looking suit. I am a bit confused with this suit though, because doesn't he have a cape in the episode, at least the one I saw? I don't know if he changes his costume later on or if it's based on concept art, but I don't know. It's kind of bugging me a little bit actually, like, because this isn't meant to be like a Rivals original take on Blade Knight. It specifically says Marvel Cinematic Universe. So why it's saying why he's got a coat and not a cape? I mean, to be fair, the coat is more Blade, which I was, you know, I didn't mind that as such. But I don't know, I'm just kind of confused by it. Yeah. I keep telling myself, oh, next year will be the year I finally do something for Halloween. I've been saying that for the last maybe 3 years, and I never do. And at this point, I'm just complacent with the fact that it's actually not a holiday that I celebrate. I did talk a lot about this earlier, but like, it's just not something I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of it is because the older you get, the more Halloween becomes about dressing up and going to parties, right? You know, I haven't trick-or-treated in about, I want to say 13 years. I have no intentions of ever going trick-or-treating again unless I'm taking my kid, which I don't have, but, you know, to go trick-or-treating, because that makes sense, you know, it is something that primarily kids do. If an adult comes up to me and says, "You got any sweets?" I'm going to think they'll be asking for MDMA or something. But the older you get, it's like, oh well, I don't do that anymore. But let's go to a party. And I don't like parties. I don't like them. They make me incredibly anxious, particularly ones that are hosted in my house. They're the ones I hate. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm not the one that's actually organised it. And I go along with it because at the end of the day, it's like you're supposed to trust these people. You know, but I've had such a bad history of just people coming into my house and kicking off, and you know, it's just not a nice environment to be around. So I don't like parties in my house. If I've been invited to a party at someone else's house, I might feel a bit more inclined to go, because I can go over and talk to people and I can leave when I want. I don't do Irish goodbyes, that's not for me. I'd like to, you know, if I've decided, right, I've had enough, I'm going to go tell the person, thanks for the good night, I'm going to have to head off now. Like, that's kind of how I roll. But at the same time, it's like, I'm not bothered about getting into a costume, and I don't know, I'm just not bothered about it. I'm genuinely not. You know, maybe one day I might get into the spirit, but I am more of a stay-at-home kind of guy. I've been out, I've been to the clubs, and I've been to, you know, parties and stuff. It's just not for me. My favourite time to go to a pub is probably when like there's a big footy match on or something. Not that I'm a big fan of football anymore, but you can have a right laugh when you're watching a bunch of people get all drunk and pissy over a footy match. It's so funny. It honestly. And then, you know, when I'm getting drunk and pissy at a football match or like watching a football game in a pub, it's so fun. Like, it's just a laugh. I don't even care much about football as a sport, but at the same time, it's just really, really funny. Yeah, that's something I'd definitely do again. I just thought it was really, really cool. But yeah, I just feel like Halloween in particular is something I feel like it's one of those things, and this is ironic me of all people saying this, because literally my favourite pastimes are Lego and watching Marvel, but I do feel like I've outgrown Halloween a bit, or at least I've outgrown the Halloween spirit. You know, Christmas is something I still enjoy, but that's more of it becomes more of rather than getting stuff, it's more, well, I appreciate what I've got. And that for me is family. Like, I appreciate it more as a family celebration than I do, let's see how much I got this year for Christmas. Because I haven't thought that in years, and I just think some people are far too entitled with it. That's just my stance on it, you know. I don't like to sort of influence other people's thoughts and thought processes on it. It's just not for me. But at the same time, you know, who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day I'll get back into the Halloween spirit. I think a lot of it depends on who I'm around as well. Because my family's not bothered about it, which, you know, for valid reasons. My mates, they don't seem as bothered about it anymore. Or at least, you know, making a massive thing out of them. They'll probably just dress up. They'd probably just dress up in their own houses and just chill at home, which is fair enough. You know, if you're dressing up and not going out, I think that is fair. You know, you're just kind of enjoying the fancy look in your own, you know, in your own comfort. You know, I think that's quite a rational and quite an understandable thing to do. But truth be told, I just don't care much about the holiday. You know, yeah. I don't know. I've been on a massive ramble this whole stream. I do apologise, but feel free to ask away any questions you might be interested about, or interesting opinions, or anything really, as long as it's not overly political. Like, please don't ask me what I think of the current state of the UK. I lost interest in Halloween the more I got older. Yeah, that's the same with me, to be honest. That is, yeah. I don't know, I just feel like a lot of it is and I'm 22, so I don't want to sound like an absolute, you know, boomer here, but I do think Halloween is, for the most part, a young person's game. And, you know, because you know, when you're little and, you know, you're dressing up and you're going around trick-or-treating, it's like, it's fun, you know, it can be quite exciting, because when else are you going to get to do that? You know, if someone came up to me like the middle of March or something, they'd be like, oh yeah, trick or treat, I'd be like, go away. But if it's, you know, Halloween, it's like, yeah, sure. But me actually doing something for it now, it's like, it just feels weird with an adult doing it. It just feels really, really weird. Like, I wouldn't imagine going to someone's door dressed as, I don't know, Gollum or something. And then, next time, I don't know, like, it just, and the parties as well, I just don't like parties. I think there'll come a day where, you know, I meet someone and I get invited out, and I'll do it, but that's only depending on if, like, the person that I've met is interested in it, and I want to make the effort for it. But to willingly choose to do that, it just feels a bit, like, capitalising. And something funny, actually, I went to a Catholic primary school, and I actually once asked my teachers, what was the biblical reasoning for Halloween? And I'm pretty sure they couldn't give me a straight answer. Like, they couldn't give me a straight answer. And when I thought that, it kind of changed my whole... Because when I was little, I used to be very... I wouldn't say very religious, but I was very superstitious. I believed everything I heard. So everything about like the Bible and things like that, I believed it. Whether I followed it, last party I've been to, I got into a fight. I remember you telling me that story. I still don't think you were in the wrong. But at the same time, that will happen with parties. I somehow have not got into a fight at one, probably because I'm actually too shy to say anything at parties. I'm very awkward and sociable. There was one time where I wanted to absolutely deck somebody because he made a very disgusting comment. Jokes on him actually, because we all found out he was doing dodgy stuff anyway. But it's one of those things. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Someone's going to drink too much. Someone's going to get rowdy. Therefore, someone else is going to step in, and the person who can't drink too much is going to be all big shot and ball baggy, and it's just going to happen. It's one of those that I'm very surprised these days with the amount of parties I go to that doesn't end in some kind of drama. That's why I don't go to many, because most of them do. I did get offered to go to something tonight, but the person who put the message in said that it wasn't happening now, so I'm like, fair enough. I wasn't going to dress up for it. I just don't enjoy parties, and it's the same with any holiday or just any occasion, like birthday parties, Christmas parties. Christmas ones, I think it depends what it is. If it's like Secret Santa, which I wouldn't object to doing, I wouldn't object to it. Or if it's like just like sitting around watching a movie, that's not a party, but that's like a movie night. Stuff like that, I love it because it's funny. I like to make it funny. I don't like to make it sad. I don't like to make it dramatic. I like to laugh. I'm much more of a giggly person than I am a scrappy and crying person. But at the same time, if someone is causing stuff and it's going too far, I feel like a fight is inevitable. Like whether it's you fighting, whether it's someone else fighting, because at the end of the day, you don't know how far that person's going to go. They could end up really putting someone in danger. So a fight to protect others around you, it's not the most morally unacceptable response to it, I think, at least in my opinion. But yeah, my least favourite ones, I'm going to be honest with you now, my least favourite parties are New Year's Eve parties. I once went through I think it was like a 3-year tradition where every single year a fight broke out. It was absolutely ridiculous. And it was the same person. That's why I don't really talk to that person much anymore. It was the same person causing the fights. I mean, I tried to be somewhat understanding because that person did have, their own problems. But at the same time, I was just like, what? Every year, like, obviously we've not had like a proper New Year party for a long time, and to be honest, that is one I'm at the point where I don't know what I'd do for New Year now, because I don't want to go to a pub. I'd rather just stay at home and watch a movie or something. In fact, one day I want to do the Endgame thing, where you start Endgame at a certain time of the night. By the time it gets to midnight, Tony Stark does his snap and says, "I am Iron Man." I want to do that so bad. I want to do that before I die. Before Disney Plus gets replaced by like some kind of Disney AI program where everything you want to watch is being like artificially altered by artificial intelligence. That'll probably happen one day, or either that, or the world goes that far bonkers that you actually have to like get a license permit from like the council to watch a movie because it has a naughty word in it, or I don't know, some ridiculous shit like that. But yeah, that's what I want to do the most for New Year this year. I just don't know like what time to start it will be, and also you got to bear in mind, I'm not watching Endgame on its own that night. I'm doing the full shebang. I'm watching Infinity War as well. Reddy Salter coming back with the highlight of the year. I saw that, and I'm really happy he's come back. That guy was excellent, and I'm so happy to see he's come back. I'd love to know what brought him back into the game, but at the same time, I'm not bothered as well. I'm interested, but I'm just happy to see him here. Because I remember him saying he lost interest in soaps on his like community page or something along those lines. And when I saw that, I was like, I feel you, brother. Like, I absolutely, categorically agree. I actually haven't watched a single full episode of EastEnders in about 2 weeks. I'm so sick of that show. Half the characters are just doing my head in. I'm ready to just, stop watching altogether. But there's still more I want to see from that show. Linda coming back, her versus Max Brannon. Obviously Phil's coming back. I want to see how the Dementia story's going to end. I don't want it to end just yet. I'm not one of those heartless twats that thinks it's boring. Excuse my language. My language has been awful this stream. I do apologise. I try and keep my my lingo a bit quiet on stream or just on YouTube in general. But yeah, I don't know. But I get really angry when people start talking about the Nigel storyline as if it's boring. And I thought the same with Lola's cancer. It's like, it's a long-term storyline because it's a long-term issue. Like, it's one of those, yes, we know what the outcome's going to be. Yes, we know it's going to be devastating. But it's not just always playing that end result. You can't just play to that end result with such a heavy story. You've got to tell the story from start to finish. And if that means it takes, a year or two, it takes a year or two. That is how I see it, and I don't see it being any other way. It just, I don't know, it really gets under my skin when people start complaining about, because obviously, yeah, you're not going to see Nigel start beating up people before he dies. You're not going to see Phil beating up people before Nigel dies. Like, you're just not going to see it. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is to go over Nigel's battle with young onset dementia, and to also detail other people's perspectives of it and how it impacts those characters. It's like, it just, I don't know, it really got under my skin with that. But back to the original comment. I'm so glad that Ready Salted is back. Ready Salted crisps are some of the most underrated crisps, and Ready Salted 08 is one of the most underrated soap YouTubers. Terrible comparison there, I do apologise, but at the same time, his name's Ready Salted, of course I'm going to make that comparison, but there's no harm meant in there. I genuinely love his content. He used to be my go-to for Emmerdale and Corrie. Jenny used to be my go-to, and now that he's back, I do think, I'm gonna go back to him for Emmerdale and Corrie stuff. But that'll be like the general scenes that get posted. Because I know Emmerdale's been doing a lot more of their YouTube channel. At the same time, though, it's like, you can't really have an opinion. Or at least to me, it feels wrong to have an opinion on their platform. Like, say there's a fight which is absolutely diabolical. There was a fight, actually. Ruby versus, what's her name? Manpreet, I think her name is. I don't watch Emmerdale that much. Ruby and Manpreet, I thought it was a terrible fight. And obviously, they posted it on their YouTube channel. It's like, I don't want to talk about this because I'm scared if I say one wrong thing, I'll just get blocked. It's the same with EastEnders and their YouTube channel. That's why I prefer watching the soap content creators, because you're actually allowed to have an opinion on there. And also, you guys have your own opinions on said videos. Why I watch, even if sometimes I get on my feed, like say there's one fight, and the 3 people I'm subscribed to have uploaded it, I'll still watch each person upload that video, because it's more of a live thread than it is just a video. And that's why I like the community so much, is they don't just feel like videos you can watch It's all about like the community that comes with it. That's my sort of, and that's why, you know, it kind of felt like a part of that community was missing when Ready Salters went away. And I get it, you know, I completely get why, you know, he stopped posting. But at the same time, it's just nice to have that extra person back in the, and I say extra, he's not extra, but like he's, you know, he's goes to his main character level. But at the same time, it's nice to have that extra, like, sort of extra voice in the conversation. Especially when it's a voice of someone that is so, like, well loved and quite iconic, really, in the SO community. But yeah, that is my sort of stance on him coming back. He was a welcome addition back in his early years, and he's a welcome one now. His content is timeless, and to be quite frank, I think him coming back has probably brought back a bit of that old, bit of that nostalgia that I got when I first started watching soap fight scenes. And, you know, because it was Ready Salted that introduced me a lot to Emmerdale a lot. Because I remember when I first started watching EastEnders, it was only EastEnders. And still to this day, I've never sat down and watched a full episode of Emmerdale or Coronation Street. But I've learned a lot about them, and I've seen a lot from them. Almost enough to actually get to, like, you know, say, oh yeah, I know this quite well. It's not just trivial, it's like actually understanding the story a bit more. But at the same time, it's like, if it weren't for Ready Salted, I probably wouldn't even know who Kane Dingle is, or at least I've seen half of his fights. You know, that's just kind of my take on it, really. Right, excuse me, I am going to have another drink because my throat is getting extremely dry. Oh my god, I've never killed anyone. No, ignore that. I don't know what to do. Do we have another game? We might have a game of zombies.
Look, our next victims.
We'll have a game of zombies as it's Halloween. Go on then. Not that I'm celebrating it, but for content purposes, I'll actually conform to the celebrations of Halloween just for this stream. Not that I even have to. Don't know why, but I'm just doing it. What am I doing there? Zombies. We'll play Blade Knight because we've got Blade back on now. I can't lie, I do like the game mode. I just don't like how my haptic feedback doesn't respond to it for some reason.
The Queen of the Dead and end her. But the path will be fraught with peril.
111.
Light never fades, and neither do I. I'll take zombies over vamps any day. These zombies have been corrupted by chaos magic. Vanquish them.
Okay.
The hunt is on.
This is actually pretty cool. I can't lie, this is really cool. This is actually really, really cool. I can't lie, this is metal. This is so cool. I feel like I'm in The Walking Dead. Do you know what? This game mode has actually been my main reason for wanting to watch Marvel Zombies. It's such a perfect fit in Marvel Rivals that it just kind of works so well. I'm actually going to be really sad when this game mode disappears. I wouldn't mind to keep hold of it. Maybe not incorporate it into quick match and competitive, just because I feel like it'd be quite restrictive on that, but at the same time, it's so fun. It's so fun. But yeah, I missed any notifications as I'm... Oh, the Tic Tac head is now streaming. That's nice. Not sure if I'll be tuning in tonight, just because I do want to watch Block Party stream. They haven't really been streaming much because of Football Manager, which I get it, you know, it is his main channel. Same time I do miss the content. There you are. Where are you? Where are you? Move. Oh my god! Oh my goodness, look at all of this, it's so cool. This is so sweet. Honest to God, this is so cool. I really like this game mode. I can't lie, I do really like it.
A trail of chaos magic leads forward to a cellar of tomes and scrolls.
Slice and dice.
Hey, should I premiere a video? Yeah. Yeah, why not? Yeah. What video would it would you premiere, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, go for it. I actually quite like video premieres because it's like you're kind of given a heads up as to when so if like say you're around to actually, you know, release the video or like watch the video as and when it comes out. They're just kind of, you know, you're in the sort of queue. And I don't know, I like premieres. I've watched quite a lot of videos from premieres, particularly like trailers and stuff like that, when they have like specials, like, you know, oh my goodness, this is crazy stuff here. Oh my, this is so, oh my god, that was so cool. That was so cool. Oh my goodness. That was really cool. Yusuf Khan versus, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. He's got, I mean, his and Masood's feud alone is you're getting some good content there, but to do the whole square, I think that's pretty good. You know, I feel like that would be a very good feud. Kind of steamrolling through all these people now. Yeah, Yusuf is he's a scumbag, but he was so well played in the show. Like, there was not a point where I thought this is such a, you know, theatre villain. Yeah, he was just a horrible person. There were some times where I felt like Nish Anastar was very theatre, and I love theatre. Don't get me wrong, and I just my main source of like performance, but at the same time, you're kind of you've got to kind of heighten the sort of performance of theatre, obviously to suit the you know, the hang on time. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I preferred Yusuf Khan to Nish Panesar, I can't lie. I just thought that he was a much better, much more compelling character. Okay, mate, I'll premiere it in like 10. Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. I can't say I'll be able to watch it straight away, but I will give it a watch, as I think Yusuf is a cracking villain. What I wanted to break his jaw when I saw him hit Zainab. I'm not the biggest Zainab fan, but that stuff massively not supporting that, you know. So yeah, I'd be interested to see that and kind of feel that burn again. And also, I think the fight between Yusuf and Masood on, was it Christmas Day or Boxing Day 2011? that was a fantastic fight. That was really, really good. You know, considering what's his face, Masood was battering Yusuf throughout that entire feud. To see Yusuf fight back like that, I was like, oh damn, this is, you know, part of it's like, is this just mind games? You know, is it just mind games to kind of get under, you know. Right, I'm gonna kind of struggle here, I think. Oh wait, no more. You stupid. Ah! Ah, I didn't mean to die. Go away. Where's Namor gone? Where is he? There he is. Oh, he's just flying up there now. I can't actually hit him. Oh god. I think it was all just a big tactic to make it seem like Masood had the upper hand so far, but yeah, it wasn't really a clean fight, was it, to be fair? You know, and I think it was definitely more of a, you know, in a way it was kind of like, in some cases Mick and Stuart, where Mick dominated the fight, but Stuart was always one step ahead of him in the mind game. You know, I just kind of felt like there was much more of a status sort of power conflict between the two, and I think that was the same with Masood and Yusuf. I just really like the characters, to be fair. I think they're really cool. They're really well written characters, and to be fair, I'm quite excited to see how they try and do a feud like that again, because I'm not sure if they will. I'm not sure if they will. Oh cool, I got... Oh shoot. Okay, this is where... Oh my god, I'm just obliterating all of these. This is awesome. Oh my god, this is crazy stuff. Oh crap, yeah, I just died. There you are. Oh! There you are. This is absolutely metal.
Slice and dice.
348 kills. That is insane. Oh, there's more. Easy work.
I shall clear the rear zombies. You must regroup at the forward position. Just a touch more tonight. Stay calm and proceed to the rendezvous point.
Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Holy god, this is insane.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
This, honest to god, I'm annihilating these guys. It's awesome. feel like Blade is the best character for Blade and Jeff are the best characters for zombies. I've played Punisher, and I just didn't think he was that good as well. It pains me to say, 'cause Punisher is one of my Punisher is one of my mains. He is definitely one of my mains. He, you know, he doesn't mess about the Punisher, but I just don't think he works that well in Rivals. Oh, what the hell?
Rise, my fist of vengeance.
What was that?
The battle has only just begun.
Right.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
What?
A champion, rise, my fist of
Why am I
vengeance.
dying?
The battle has only just begun.
Slice and dice! Taste cold steel!
I can't lie, I'm keeping my temper on this. I'll be right back, mate, uploading the video. No problem, bud. No problem at all. That's all sweet.
I can sense traces of the Queen of the Dead's energy. The truth lies close, deep within the underground.
Right, I've actually lost quite a few games with on hard. I've actually lost all my hard mode games on zombies so far. So hopefully, I can kind of sort that out a little bit with this game. You know, I'm now playing an MCU skin, which is pretty cool. I might try and play Blade a bit more because I do love the character. And I was moaning actually for a while. Right, let's give him hell. Stop doing that, you bugger. What are you doing? Hit him! Hit him!
Vengeance in Spectre's name! Vengeance in Spectre's
Oh
name!
my god, I can actually feel my computer start to lag.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Jesus creepers! It's crazy! Actually insane! I'm just spamming my ult like I've never had this before.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Oh shoot! I need to get back into my like Daywalker thing. I don't.
Spectre's name!
Holy shoot! This is crazy. I swear I've been nearly 1,000 kills. Oh my god! This is insane. No! Stop doing that.
Proceed to Avenger's Tower. I sense the Queen of the Dead's magic coalescing there.
The Queen of the Dead is about to live up to her name.
I've killed 919. That is bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. Hopefully we get the kill. I want the win. I don't want to be SVP. I want to be MVP. I want to kick Wanda's ass. But I do also want to get that Wanda skin, so. No! No, I wasted my ult. No, why did I do that? Oh, Christ. Right, you sit down. Ah.
Taste cold steel!
Yeah. Oh God, where's she gone? Come on, we can do this, we can do this.
Vengeance in Spectre's name!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Cleansed once more.
Yes! Yes! Fantastic. That was awesome. That was wicked. Oh, that was fantastic. That was amazing. Upvote, 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 upvote. That was glorious. In fact, I'm going to save that. Save recent gameplay. Last 5 minutes. That was fantastic. I'm actually going to stick that in my upcoming Rivals compilation video. That was fantastic. I had so much fun with that. That was brilliant. Don't know why I kept dying, but not going to complain. That was awesome. I can't actually save it. I can't actually save that. Oh, that's quite upsetting, actually. Do you know what? We might just... That was brilliant. That was actually really, really, really fun. I can't lie. I had a lot of fun with that. Yeah, Blade is actually solid. I actually quite like Blade. What time are we on now? We'll have a game. We'll have a game with Blade. We'll do practice with AI because I'm not in the mood for any quick match bull crap. We'll have a game with Blade. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. Let's have a quick drink before we proceed. Oh, for God's sakes.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Never mind, we're probably not playing Blade. Actually, sod it. I'm not bothered. We're playing Blade.
I earn my name with every slice of cold steel.
I do, however, need to... Oh, actually, I'll...
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
A shame my students aren't here to witness this lesson.
At least we are winning. I suppose that's a good thing.
Here come our next victims.
Nope. No, oh, yeah.
Looks like the mission area is capture now. Double KO.
Always walk the line between the living and undead.
The mission area is yours.
Come on. Okay. Oh, yeah. Bloody. I've only got. Oh, I got one kill. It's not more than.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Oh, poor Bags. I'm not that good with Blade, as you can see. I'm not that good with him. But I do now have an MCU suit for him, which for me is a bit of a justifier to try and get good at him.
Let's keep fighting until we have
It'll be the
winner.
same with Daredevil when he eventually gets his Born Again suit.
I am finished.
I assume it'll be his Born Again suit that he gets. I'd be very surprised if they give him the Echo one or She-Hulk one or, you know. There you are. Okay. I think we're going to start wrapping things up here, because to be honest, I didn't want to stream all night. I did want to get a stream in before, you know, the week before next week starts, because obviously I didn't stream last week after being home. So, you know, we're just going to have a bit of a chill one. I have got another video. You know, I don't make them as much anymore, but I have got a video that's been... It's just highlights from Rivals, but I figured I'll go on then. I'll make something out of it. You know, might as well. Nearly done it, yeah. Fair play. That was a great game of Marvel Zombies, though, to be fair. That was really fun. I think it could honestly work as an entire game. Yeah, cleared Zombies hard, so that means I've now got Extreme, Nightmare, Nightmare 2, Nightmare 3, Nightmare 4. And then, yeah, I've done it. It's brilliant. Can't lie, it's a very fun game. It's one of those games where I just get a massive amount of enjoyment out of it. When, at times, you know, sometimes it can be a bane of my existence. I hate this game and I'm screaming at it and swearing at it. But there's a lot of times where this game does deliver and it's great. But with that being said, it's not always like that. Since I haven't played Angela at all, I'm going to play her at some point because, I don't know, I'll give her a go at some point. Yeah. I've got 1,000. Oh, actually, we can get. We can get some more tokens. They are. They are. We've got some more units. Sorry, that's what they're called, not tokens. Yeah, I do want this suit a lot. I really want this suit. It's an awesome suit, and also, to be fair, I haven't actually played. What's it? I haven't actually played Wanda for a little while. At least on stream, I always play Wanda, but I don't know. To play a second MCU skin one, or at least MC multiverse, whatever. So for 27 days, or actually, no, I'm not buying a bundle. I'm not interested in buying the bundles. I just get. It's why I only have like one Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 suit rather than, you know, like loads of them, because I'm just not interested. I'm really, really not. I'll only buy suits for characters that I play. That's my golden rule. I get the battle pass, but with the battle pass you have the chance to get, you know, more suits for quite a cheap price as well. It's like you're looking at, I don't know. It's a fair payoff, I think, with the battle passes, but this one I do definitely want, particularly because he is the final boss in Marvel Zombies. But yeah, I do want it. Do want it quite a lot. In fact, we'll go to heroes quickly. We're gonna give Blade his yeah. We're gonna give Blade his give him that. Just have a little play around with what we've got. That's not the Blade, that's Voltron. That's Cloak and Dagger. Give him that. It is his show that he appears in, so why not? His only showy appears, just bloody hell. At least for the MCU standards. Didn't we get another spray for him, or did we not? I can't remember. I don't think we did, actually. Blood Source for Adam Warlock, isn't it? I could have swore we got another spray for Blade. What's this? No, it's Hela, Queen of Black. I don't actually have that one yet, okay. That must have been in, yeah, okay. It's that one. Is that the spray? Yeah, that's the spray. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's the spray. So we don't actually have his spray nor the emote yet, so that's still something to work towards. Okay, that's fine. It's a reason to still keep doing it, at least. Really, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things left to get. Which is good, because that means we've still got a bit of time to actually do it. Hang on, 13 days, okay, so a little over 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks, okay. That's fine. I'm gutted that this will be going soon, because it's been really fun, I can't lie. Any comments come through? I don't think I have. No, I haven't. Right, I am going to leave the stream, actually. I do feel awful that Godfather of Soaps is not here. He did say I was uploading that video, but I do want to try and just chill a bit for the evening, and while streaming is chilling for me, it's also gaming, which isn't always my idea of chilling. So thank you so much for everyone who's turned up tonight. Thank you so much for anyone watching the VOD. It's been an awesome stream. I love you all to pieces, and take care. Bye bye now.